What up, guys? Annie's here, Guild Forever. Gonna be doing a brief little review for well, it's not really a review since I saw it before, but this time I guess you could say it's from a new perspective. Maquia, I forgot the rest of the title name. You guys will see when this video goes up on the channel. But this was a movie I actually saw like a while back. It's been a long time since I saw it, so I, not intentionally, but I forgot a few key points about the movie. I remembered some things, but not everything. Like, I'll be honest, I probably only remembered like 30 to 40% of what the movie was, and that's just the main key like plot points. As for every little detail, not completely, because again, it's been a while. Except this time, I had a new experience. I went in for the dub version, just to make it different, because if I originally watched it in sub, this time I checked it out in dub, and I'll be honest, I actually like it a lot better in dub. I know for some people that might be a bit of shocking, but I'll be honest, well, maybe not so shocking. I don't know. For me, the dub was actually really good. I was actually really impressed with the VAs in that in this movie. It still hit. Actually, I think it hit even harder. I'll be honest, I think it got, because if you guys remember when I reacted to it the first time many years ago, I reacted to it, right? And it hit me. Like, it actually hit me. I like it got the tear, like the waterworks were running. Like, it was like a flood. Never mind. But you get the point. And this time around, I don't know. I feel like this time around, it actually got me way more emotional, which I like. I mean, the movie was just very well done. And again, I'm not sure, maybe it's because of different voice acting, but I feel like because it was in dub, well, not necessarily I don't know, it's hard to explain. I guess you could say because it's being done in a different language, it gave it a much more different experience, and that's the main reason probably why I think that. Maybe it's not necessarily the dub that gave it a whole new experience for me, but a different language. But then again, if that different language happened to be like not good, then I'll call it out. And I'll be like, so it probably because the dub version just did a really good job. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Do you prefer this movie in dub or in sub? I'll be honest, I love the sub. I really love the sub. But the dub was pretty good too. Like, let's not discredit the dub. I don't know. For me personally, I'm gonna have to say, when it comes to well, I don't want to bring that into, I was gonna say, actually, should I even say, I might, I don't want to get like in a bit of debate over, you know what, fuck it, let's just say it. In terms of dub versus sub, yeah, I'm going there. I kind of think the dub wins this time around. That's just me. So, would I recommend this movie to anyone? Yes, but I would only recommend it if you're someone that, likes Clannad or Keyworks or Keys animation, then I probably like suggest this movie to someone. I will have to say though, I will warn them that it is a tearjerker. It is a tearjerker, but honestly, it's a fun film. It's really fun. It's really sad. It's really tragic. It was very well, like, honestly, I just don't really have any complaints when it comes to this. It did everything I wanted them to do and even more. The only thing I will say though is that I kind of wish there was a sequel, a prequel, a spin-off maybe, to see what became of the characters. Maquia, Lila, I think that's how you say her name, Lila's daughter. Like, I honestly believe we could have done a bit more of that. Maybe Maquia's journey throughout the whole time she was away from her son. Now, the movie doesn't specify whether, well, I don't know, maybe she had, I don't know, it's hard to say. I was gonna say that the movie doesn't specify whether like Maquia was seeing her son that often, but then again, it's probably for the best if she didn't, because she would then be paying a lot of visits to the, I guess you can say, the mortal world, or the like where people like don't age. and it'll bring about more calamities like how it did in this war toward the end of the film. So maybe Maquia decided to stay away from her son, not because she didn't want to see her son, but probably because it was best for everyone. Best for everyone, not just the people Maquia cares about, but the people in the world, to not have Eorfs roaming around, or at least not be in the like, we know they exist, especially toward the end. We know they exist, but then again, if you see them less and less and less and less, their existence soon turn into legends or into myths. They become something that's only spoken about through latent history. Only the people that were there and experienced it can talk about it as if they really were real or existed. But like anything, like I said, like anything that's a myth or legend, over time, it will lose its value for the new generations of people that get birth. That's why legends exist. That's why myths exist. But yeah, at the end of the day, Maquia decided to come back. Again, assuming she never visited her son, Ariel, at all throughout the time that he was aging, growing. No, I don't think so. Because we saw the great granddaughter didn't even recognize her great grandmother. But I'm sure to degree, Ariel really did wanted to see her son. It's just she thought it'd be best that she didn't interact with the human realm anymore. Not necessarily because it could be many factors. It could be many factors. It could be because she doesn't want to interact with the human realm because she doesn't want to get attached, and it would truly make her feel hurt and alone. But it also could have been that she didn't interact for the sake of her family's safety. Family as in Ariel and his side of the family, the village, and everyone like that. She didn't want to get close with anyone. I mean, look at the kid Lee that knew Ariel when she was very, very young. Well, that knew Ariel when he was pretty much a baby, as well as Maquia. He had a crush on her for years. I'm willing to bet even to the very end, he still had feelings for her. It's just that Maquia just kept rejecting him. And I understand why she kept rejecting him. If even hypothetically, let's just say, maybe, like, I don't know. You guys let me know. Do you think Maquia had any true feelings for Lee? The boy that grew up and became a soldier and came back after so long? Do you think that Maquia might have had some kind of feelings or connection towards him? To me, at first, I don't know. Maybe, but it's hard to say. Either way, though, I feel honestly, I just feel bad for Eorfs in general. They can only ever become sociable or coexist with their own kin for many different factors. Number one, the aging thing. If you are not if you have a connection with someone that is not an Eorf, they will eventually die off, and you will outlive every one of them, whether they're friends, family, like family that you created with them. I'm just saying, for a time, you're happy. Probably one of the greatest experience in your life. But that's all it'll ever be. An experience. Oh, maybe a distant memory. I'm pretty sure an Eorf I'm almost guaranteed an Eorf will outlast at least more than 10 families. Actually, maybe you guys can comment on this. Guys, Eorfs, do they live forever, or do they have extended life? Because if they have extended life, then maybe there's a chance, but they have to be with some really, really late in their life. Like, if for some reason, like, Eorfs don't live forever, but they have extended lifetime, an extended life, then if I were if I were them, I'm saying, like, from, you know, you get the point. If I was an Eorf, I wouldn't really be with a mortal person until like my last 100 years. That way, when they die, I'm not that far away from passing along either. So in that scenario, that's when I'll be like, okay, you can be with an Eorf toward your last timeline, or you could be with a mortal or someone that has limited lifetime. Because a human, generally speaking, lives within 100 years. Are there exceptions to that rule? Yeah, there's been obvious known histories of exceptions for that. But 9 times out of 10, a human lives either 100 years or pushing 100. One of those two factors. So if you want to make sure, like, you spend as much time with them as possible and they become the most important person in the world to you, you gotta make sure you're with them in your last few years of living. That way, it doesn't hurt as much when they pass away because you're not that far behind them. I'm not sure. That, or just make it easier on yourself. Just get with an Eorf. You'll literally be with each other for the rest of your lives, and that person will literally be your only one. Being with an Eorf makes the most sense. I will have to say one thing that's kind of bitter, I guess tragic in a way. Bro, Lila. Bro, Lila probably had the worst, and I mean the worst experience when it comes to mortals that don't have extended life. Bro, she literally got pregnant with a freaking dude that only cared about like crossbreed, crossbreeding sounds disgusting, but you get what I mean. Like breeding with someone, breeding. The person is humanoid. They have a humanoid biology, but their biology is still vastly different from that of a normal human. He wanted to mate with an Eorf. Now, I don't know whether he wanted to mate with an Eorf because she was beautiful, or she wanted to mate with an Eorf for political gain. I don't know exactly. I mean, I say I don't know, but maybe it's just that I don't remember. So if you guys can clear something up with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I don't 100% remember the reason as to why she or the fucking prince decided to mate with a Eorf. I don't know. It was kind of like, for me at least, it wasn't too clear cut and dry. If you guys can inform me on this, that'd be greatly appreciated. Next. So no, actually continuing on that, I'll be honest, if I could say one character it kind of appeared she had an attachment towards, at least toward the very end of the movie, it probably is that one night guy that's been with her since he was very young, up to him being like, looks like he was at least around middle age. So yeah, there's that. As for Grim, the guy that she initially liked at first, bro, that love life was so tragic. I knew at first that she did like him. She's probably always liked him. Like, she always liked Grim. Up until the very end, where she kind of already gave up on her people. She didn't care about anything else. She didn't care about... I'm not even sure if she cared about being an Eorf. Dude, all she cared about was being with her child. That's why, like, I don't know. Maybe it's because think about it. She lived a really long time in that castle. All she ever knows is that life. And throughout those years being there, all she ever wanted was... She wants to be with her kid. She got to the point where she finally met her kid. And what did she do? She ran away from that life. Now, again... I feel like there's layers onto why Lila did what she did, but I personally think it's this. I think she just wanted her child to forget her because it's best that not just her child, but everyone in the world forgot about Eorfs. That way they're never disturbed, that way they can live in peace, and they'll stay away from mortals. They'll stay away from them, there's no problems, it is what it is. But I say that, but I truly do not know. What do you guys think? Do you think she left for the sake of humanity no longer chasing after Eorfs, and to hopefully over time humanity learns to no longer remember Eorfs, or they get forgotten to time? Because you know what they say, right? Like, things can be timeless, but time is a very powerful factor. Time makes it to where you age, it moves forward, you forget things, especially if these things aren't mentioned too often in history. When older generations die and newer generations get birthed into the world, they won't remember it as much as the old generation, especially if it's not talked about excessively. That's my overall opinion. But yeah, honestly, the more I remember about this film, especially watching it the second time, the more I appreciate it. It was a really sad film, but it was very beautiful at the same time. I loved watching it again. Honestly, I honestly say it was a better experience the second time. For those that were here the first time and decided to rewatch with me the second time, what did you guys thought? You like this reaction more or the previous one? Let me know your overall thoughts for those that decide to see my overall rewatch, because this is a rewatch. This is not a reaction since I've already seen it, but it's the dub version, so it's still technically a new experience to some degree. But regardless, that's it for that. I went off on a tangent enough. I'll see you guys in the next review video. Peace. I'm out. Sorry guys. I couldn't find my controller. Peace.